So let's rank all the films I rewatched for the month of May 2023. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D. And in this video, I'm going to be bringing to you a ranking of all the films I rewatched for the month of May 2023. And this consists of 34 films. So I'm going to try and go rapid fire as best as I can. So this way I don't make the video that long in what have you, so I can get to talk about the top 10, alright? So if you're ready, let's start the rankings. Sit back, relax, and here we go. Number 34 is Magic Camp from 2020. This film was just more recently dropped from Disney Plus, from which it premiered on. I feel like this film's a little underrated and what have you. I liked it when I first saw it, but after rewatching it, I felt like it was okay now. Adam Devine was still pretty funny though, and the kids weren't too bad. Number 33 is The Dukes of Hazzard, The Beginning from 2007. This direct-to-video follow-up to the 2005 movie, which I know a lot of people didn't enjoy. This film's alright. It may be R-rated and had an unrated because, well, like its predecessor. This film, well, has a little bit more okay film. I mean, the characters are hit or miss and what have you. I'll talk about this in the original film sometime next year. Because I know the TV show's about to celebrate its anniversary next year, you know. Number 32 is Alien 3 from 1992. Now, I know lots of people don't like this film, and I can understand. However, I didn't want it to be too high, because even though I've got it on Blu-ray, I had to watch the special director's cut of the film, and it's a little better than the theatrical one. Definitely. Number 31 is The Little Mermaid, Return to the Sea from 2000. This direct-to-video sequel is fine, but it's not as good as the original itself, which we'll see where that winds up, and the same with the prequel. If you haven't seen my review of this yet, you might want to check it out. Number 30 is Obsessed from 2009. Yeah, I thought I'd watch this again. I definitely should review this film. This film might have gotten dissed and what have you, but it's still pretty much a pretty good suspense thriller, you know. Number 29 is Aladdin from 2019. This is the live action adaptation of Disney's 31st animated film. Well, I was kind of, well, not thrilled with what I saw in its trailers at first, but after watching it, it's changed my opinion on some of the stuff and what have you. Check out my review of this and find out why, okay? Number 28 is Alien Resurrection from 1997. After rewatching the film, I come to like it a little bit. I haven't seen the special edition of it, but I will. And when I watch it, I'll talk about what I thought about it when I do the Q&A live stream later on. Number 27 is The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning from 2008. This is a pretty good prequel. I'm glad to have seen this and what have you, and learn about what happened long before the events of the movie or the animated series. If you haven't seen my review of this, check it out. Number 26 is Iron Man 2 from 2010. This is still a good sequel, but I'm sorry it's so low, but it has a few misses, but still, it's pretty fun and what have you. I did a re-review of this film. Check it out if you have not seen it. We'll see where the third one and the first one wind up later on. Number 25 is Drop Dead Gorgeous from 1999. I love this movie. This film's so underrated, but it's really good. I love Kirsten Dunst, Denise Richards, Kirstie Alley, and just about everyone in this film. This is so good. I love it. This is a good chick flick. The film's actually on YouTube free with ads. If it's still there, check it out if you haven't already. Number 24 is Dr. Dolittle from 1998. This film's pretty funny. While I've only seen the original a couple of times, which I'll review later on this year, Eddie Murphy proved to have another funny performance since he did The Night Professor a couple of years before this. Look for a review of this coming up next month for its anniversary. We'll see where the sequel winds up later on. Number 23 is Curly Sue from 1991. This is a very underrated film. I love this movie since I've seen it a few times, and I think it's definitely really good. I love the performances from everyone, including young Alison Porter, who played the titular character. I'll review this film sometime sooner. Stay tuned for it. Details will follow, that is. Number 22 is Disney and Pixar's A Bug's Life from 1998. This is a pretty good film. I will review this film later on this year for its anniversary. If you haven't already, I recently did a collab with Ogre Boy 1992 on this film, and I will be doing some more collabs with him for his Pixar Fridays. Anyway, I had a blast working collabing with him on this, just like I did with Toy Story. Anyway, A Bug's Life, it's pretty good with some good characters. Again, review will come up later on this fall. That's when it's gonna come. Number 21 is Aquamarine from 2006. I love this movie. This is a very fun flick and an underrated chick flick. I loved Sarah Paxton, Joanna Jojo Levesque, Emma Roberts. They were both good too. This is just one of my absolute favorite chick flicks of the 2000s. Number 20 is Doctor Dolittle 2 from 2001. Now, I love this movie. I love this a little more than the first one, but you don't have to take my word for it. Eddie Murphy is still pretty fun, and I love Steve Zahn voicing the bear in this. Archie's his name. But I'll talk more about this when I review it later on next month. Yes, I plan to review this next month after I review its predecessor. Number 19 is F9, the Fast Saga from 2021. This is a pretty good high octane flick and another continuation of the Fast and the Furious franchise. I watched this before I went and saw Fast X, which we'll see where that winds up on the first time watches ranking later on this week. This film's pretty cool though and pretty action packed. Number 18 is The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian from 2008. Now, despite I only saw this one time, but after that, I decided to give it another chance, and, well, I liked it a little bit more, but not as much as its predecessor, which is still ahead on this ranking. This film's pretty good and all. If you haven't seen my review of it, check it out. Number 17 is Maniac Cop from 1988. Really good action slasher film. I enjoy the performances we got from the cast, including Tom Atkins and Bruce Campbell. If you haven't seen my review of this yet, check it out. If you check it out while you can. I will review the sequels later on down the road. Number 16 is In the Heights from 2021. I'm finally glad I revisited this film. I watched it on Tubi since I failed to revisit it on HBO Max, which is now Max, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Anyway, after watching it, it's kind of gone down a little for me, but I still love the music in this, and the characters aren't too bad either. I thought this was a pretty good musical when I went and saw this. Number 15 is Bohemian Rhapsody from 2018. This is a pretty good film. This, of course, is the Queen biopic. I liked Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury. The rest of the cast wasn't too bad either. I definitely need to review this film sometime sooner. I might later on this year, since it'll be about 5 years since it came out. But this film's pretty good, though, in some ways. Number 14 is Iron Man 3 from 2013. Now, please don't hate me for having this so high and not Iron Man 2. My opinion might have changed just a wee bit in ways, but not a whole lot. The film has its issues, but it still has some pretty intense moments and what have you, and some, well, I don't know, how should I say, drama and what have you. If you haven't seen my re-review of the film, check it out. Number 13 is Burlesque from 2010. I love this movie. Don't get me wrong, but I love it. Just because Christina Aguilera made her big, well, movie debut in this, and while I do kind of seem to like this over Britney's first movie, Crossroads, but don't hate me for that either. She and Cher did an exceptionally good job in this film. I do love it. Number 12 is Willow from 1988. Very good movie, a little underrated, but still pretty cool. I'm happy to tell you that I watched the series before Disney Plus removed it. It wasn't too bad. It was a pretty good continuation. Warwick Davis was so good as a titular character. If you haven't seen my review of this film, check it out. Number 11 is The Little Mermaid from 1989. This, of course, is the anime classic itself, and I still love this more than the sequel and even the prequel. I also watched the anime prequel series as well on Disney Plus. And I also saw the live action film, which we'll see where that winds up on the first time watches ranking. It can't come close to this, but I still love the classic itself. Okay, I hope y'all have been with me so far. That was pretty good rapid fire, so I'm eight major okie dokie. So I'm gonna try and show off the top 10, but get to quick thoughts and what have you. I'll try and go as fast as I can for this top 10. It was kind of tough and what have you, but I think I'm okay with this. So let's get ready for the top 10. Coming in at number 10 is Cliffhanger from 1993. I recently reviewed this film the other day. Sylvester Stallone is really good in this film. This is a pretty good, suspenseful, action-packed thrill ride. I thought the action and suspense in this was just so incredible. And, well, the rest of the cast was good. John Lithgow was good. What can I say? Cliffhanger, very good. As always, I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but still, it's pretty awesome. Now, coming in at number 9 is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe from 2005. Love this movie. This is definitely a good film and good way to bring us into the world of Narnia. Now, I watched this in Prince Caspian, of course, back to back. Well, sort of. Well, I watched them one day at a time and why have you. Watched this first in Prince Caspian. I also took the chance of watching Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which we'll see where that winds up on the first time watches ranking when it comes up. Anyway, I thought the cast was exceptionally very, very good and what have you. The the atmosphere of Narnia definitely good, and all the great characters we know and love from this actual story is really really something. So, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe is definitely good. I'd say it's my favorite of the three Narnia films, but you'll have to take my word for it. Now, coming in at number 8 is The School of Rock from 2003. Love this movie. This is one of my favorite Jack Black films. He's absolutely very funny in this film. Expect a review of this coming up later on. But anyway, he's really funny. All those kids are real good. Joan Cusack was good too. But again, I'll try not to get too far ahead of myself. But I'll talk more about when I review this film later on this year. Anyway, and also it has some pretty good rockin' tunes as well, and that's no lie. Mm. Next, coming in at number 7 is Guardians of the Galaxy from 2014. Great movie, a great way to start off a great trilogy for Marvel Studios. The second one's still ahead on this ranking, and we'll see where the third one winds up on the first time watches ranking. Anyway, I love the characters in this film. I did re-review the film. It's done much better. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. The whole cast was good. James Gunn's direction was good, and we heard a lot of good classic tunes as well. Definitely. Guardians of the Galaxy had a lot of fun and action as well. That's no lie. And coming in at number 6 is The Italian Job from 2003. Great movie. I love this movie. This is definitely one of my favorite films with Mark Wahlberg. And he's got Charlize Theron, Jason Statham, Seth Green. Yeah, all real good. Everyone was really good. If you have not seen my review of this yet, which it's been doing so well and still is, check it out. This film's so awesome, and it's action-packed and what have you. I think if you like the Fast and the Furious films, you may like this one, considering it was directed by the guy who would later go on to direct the 8th film, The Fate of the Furious. Okay, next, number 5 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 from 2017. This is a great sequel, and I enjoy this just about as much as the first one, what have you. It was still good and action packed. And again, James Gunn did a great job with his direction. The whole cast was really good. Check my review of this film if you haven't already. Again, that's done better than my original review as well. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is so cool. And yes, like its predecessor, it's got a great soundtrack as well. Definitely superb. Next, coming in at number 4 is Alien from 1979. Great movie. Ridley Scott did a great job with this. We'll see where Aliens winds up. That's still ahead. Alien's still pretty good. I've watched both versions of the film. I've seen the theatrical cut and, well, the special edition on my Blu-ray, which had an introduction by Ridley Scott himself, and it wasn't too bad either. So I enjoy it for what it had to offer in both versions. So Alien's so good. Sigourney Weaver's good. Tom Skerritt's real good. Everyone in that film is absolutely superb. Definitely. And coming in at number 3, this is certainly no stranger to my previous rewatches rankings, considering it was barely in the top 5 last time, but it's back up a little bit. Brace yourselves. Number 3 is if you see it, then I'm going to say, well, you know, you're right. My favorite horror flick of the year so far, Megan, which later on tonight I'll be watching after I do my Q&A as part of this special live stream, which will mean I will have now seen the film 10 times already. Yes, please don't hate me, but I love this movie. I've loved this since the day I watched it earlier this year, back in February when it premiered on Peacock. And trust me, I've seen the unrated cut more than the theatrical cut because I like it a little more. Anyway, Megan is still a really good film with great performances from the cast and what have you. I enjoy it. I'm looking forward to the sequel. That's a ways though. But Megan's still pretty good though. And for the top 2, this was a tough decision to make, but let's just get over with. Coming in at number 2 is Iron Man from 2008. Now, I recently did a re-review of this film as well for its anniversary, and it hasn't aged much. The film that started the whole MCU off is still really good. Robert Downey Jr. great. Gwyneth Paltrow's good. Jeff Bridges is good. Yeah, I enjoyed this. This is definitely a great film. If you have not watched my re-review of the film, then check it out, please. Definitely. Still got the great action sequences and the great thrills you could get from this film if you've seen it before. hmm Definitely. So if Iron Man's in second place, what film's number 1? Well, you may as well prepare for it. My number 1 rewatch of May 2023 is Aliens from 1986. Great film. I come to like this more than Alien, what have you, because of James Cameron's direction, what have you. And yes, I've watched the extended special edition with introduction by James Cameron, which I liked that a whole lot. This was more fun and more action packed than what we saw in the theatrical cut. What can I say? Aliens is definitely a classic. Sigourney Weaver, once again, great, and everyone else in the film was really good, and I just enjoyed the suspense and thrills it had to offer. You can't go wrong with Aliens. So that's going to do it for this ranking. Tell me, what did you think of this ranking, and what were some of your first, sorry, I got tongue tied. Rewatches of May 2023, where you can give me your top pick, your top three, or your top five, whatever. Just give me your top one, top three, or top five. That's as high as I want you to go. And leave them for me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned. Tonight's going to be the big night for my new Q&A, along with watching of Megan. So I hope you're looking forward to this, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, then check out my reviews for the top 3 films on this ranking. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Aliens. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Iron Man. And the bottom left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of Megan. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.